predicted that Challara fraxinea, the fungus that causes Hymenoscyphus fraxineus or Hymenoscyphus pseudoalbidus, ash dieback, will ravage the ash trees, again changing Britain's landscape. It was found in the wild in Britain in 2012 in Ashwell Thorpe, Norfolk, and since then it has spread relatively quickly, with new cases reported often in the press. My home county of Yorkshire will seem barren without the ancient ashes protruding from limestone scars and chalky cliff faces, or spreading their fine canopies over the hedgerows. The ash's status as a magic tree with healing properties gives it a fascinating history. Gerald suggests that in Neolithic times the ash may have been sacred. Druids regard it as such, and in Norse mythology the ash was the tree of life, the most important living thing besides humans. It is one of our strongest trees, used for framework in vehicles and tool handles, but craftspeople and manufacturers are already using other materials. Across the length and breadth of Britain, place names are associated with the ash. Ash, Ashburton, Ashby de la Zouche, Ashbourne, Ashcombe-Ridley, Ashover, Ashwater, Ashstead, Ashkirk, Ashcott, Ashwell. Anthropological mnemonics linking people to their places. Some will have been named after self-sown ash seeds that blew on the wind, others for the ash their inhabitants cultivated, but all bear testimony to the part the ash has played in our civilization. The Blight of Ashwell Thorpe. My first view of Ashwell Thorpe is of a bright yellow rape field where poppies blush under a lowering sky, June 2013. The wood comes into view, a darker green than usual, like the enchanted wood of Enid Blyton's books. It is dense with many species of trees. In rich, full leaf, they nod and sway in the dull light, waiting for the rain. They beckon me over the hedgerows and houses, but the road running straight through the village leads me past. I nearly hit the curb as I try to glimpse the ashes I've come all this way to see. An elderly cyclist ahead of me pauses to let me pass, perhaps to save himself or to stare at me, a stranger in this sleepy village. I pass the hall and the church, the rows of plain houses and cottages that line the road, a barrier obstructing my view of the wood. The village sweeps by, and I pull up in the lane beside 3 ashes that all have the characteristic antlers of leafless upper branches, like oak trees widening their canopy as they mature. Crown dieback is a symptom of Challara fraxinea's presence, and these trees remind me of photos I've seen of diseased trees in Poland. It could be part of a natural process, or signs of ash dieback. Naturally, I go for the latter theory, since I know it has spread widely across the Norfolk Broads. I climb out of my car and look back at the village and the wood. It is low-lying, cradled in the embrace of the fields and village that have depended on it for centuries. There is a gap between a larger and smaller patch of woodland, mown through as straight as a Roman road. The smaller wood is upper wood, and the larger is lower wood. They are believed to have been separated during the Napoleonic Wars in the early 1800s, when a perfectly straight line of vision was required between London and the Norfolk coast for semaphore messages to be relayed as part of an early warning system. Apparently, it took only half an hour to relay the message of an approaching ship near Great Yarmouth all the way to London. Upper Wood is now privately owned, and is a jealously guarded pheasant shoot. But Lower Wood is managed by the Norfolk Wildlife Trust, and is a site of designated specific interest. It is also the first place in Britain where symptoms of ash dieback were discovered in the wild. The woods are beckoning to me. I fancy I can hear them whispering their secrets, like the trees in the magic faraway tree. Blyton's enchant.